Trees know that they are supposed to be here. You put a tree in, they're gonna feel like they're home. Good morning, beautiful people. It is a fine Saturday. The sun is shining. It actually got pretty cold last night. It was pretty frosty, but it's shaping up to be a really nice warm day. Today, like I said on Friday's video, the trees that I got delivered need to get planted. I've got them here in the greenhouse right now. I healed them in. Whew, it is hot and humid in here. That camera fogged up. Yeah, it's just gonna continue to fog up. Probably open the other door, get some crosswind through here. It is hot and humid. That was a nice door if I do say so myself. All right, we'll leave that open, let it cool down in here a little bit. It's a little warmer than I want. All right, so I took all my trees out of the water. I didn't want to leave them in water for, 3 days or whatever. So I took them in here, I healed them in. Basically, you lay them down, you cover them up with some moist compost, and it just basically keeps them from dying, keeps them from drying out. Kind of cool way to leave them. You can leave them upright if you want, and they'll just, kind of grow. But if they're in a loose medium like compost, like this, it makes them easy when it's time to pull them up and go plant them. You can do that. So it's called healing in your bare root plants. All right, I'm gonna grab these. I'm gonna throw them all in a bucket, and then we're gonna figure out where we're sticking everything. Everything's kind of going everywhere. I've got stuff going out in the food forest orchard. I've got stuff going up in the woods orchard, and I've got stuff going on the ridge line. There's just stuff's going everywhere. So I'm gonna grab these out of the dirt real quick, and then I guess we got everybody with us today. All 4 of the boys are helping. I got someone getting compost. So I think Corbin's gonna be driving the lawnmower with the big wagon, and then I'm on the tractor hauling compost. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of a big thing. So we're gonna get started. First, I've got a couple of these hardy kiwis. I'm gonna take these and stick these out here in the garden. That way they can trellis and they can do their thing. I had a couple that I planted last year, and I believe they're still alive. They're down here to grow up this trellis, and they just didn't really do very well last year. And I think it's because they're on the wrong side of the trellis. I planted hops on this side, and the hops did incredibly well last year. And I think it's because of which side of the trellis they were on. I think these ones just were too shaded. So I'm gonna follow suit. We'll go down the hill to this next set of trellises, and we'll plant them on the, I guess that would be the southwesterly side. Now the nice thing about these being in the garden, even though they aren't in the garden beds, they'll have access to the trellis, and they can just climb up as they get bigger. And I'm not real worried about putting cardboard or anything on these. I'm constantly top dressing everything in the garden all season long, so these will get a lot more attention than the stuff in the orchard. All right, there's one. Here's the other. It's kind of funny when you're planting bare roots, it looks like you're just planting sticks. That one's got a long enough twig. We can get it up here started. Okay, good enough. All right, there's the first 2 plants planted. It's exciting. I hope these kiwis do all right. We will see. All right, we're gonna go up here. I guess we'll grab, I gotta get the tractor fired up. Corbin, can you grab the lawnmower?
Hook it up to Honk.
Hook it up to Honk. Honk will be all the wood chips, so we'll need all of our pitchforks. The boys are grabbing cardboard. I think I'm gonna grab the tractor, and I'll put the bucket on it. I'll come up here. I have some finished compost that is ready. I'll grab that. Let's see. And I guess we'll head up into the woods once we have everything in tow, and we will get planting. got 2 apricots planted up here. There'll be 2 more out there in the, I guess we'll call that the food forest, out in the pasture. The nice thing about planting up here is this is already forest. So the soil biology for this location is already set up for trees. Trees know that they are supposed to be here. You put a tree in, they're gonna feel like they're home. At least, you know, that's the way I understand it. Now, mind you, up in here, this section I'm standing in, you can see it's open down there. This is overgrown and then open up there. We had cleared this about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, something like that. And this was just over summer's growth. Well, summer plus some. I haven't really messed with it. I came in here and I re-cleared this mostly. The pigs really helped with that. The pigs really cleared it out. Well, I guess for that matter, they really cleared all of this out. But it's time to get in here. I'll just cut everything back down again, keep copicing, and I can shred it and have wood chips, which one of the things that kind of bothers me about clearing the woods so I can do this is I'm cutting down trees to plant more trees. Seems counterproductive. Well, the thing about cutting and chipping these trees is I'm getting wood chips out of it. I've had a very hard time getting wood chips. Apparently tree guys have their one spot they want to take their wood chips to, and next door is not the spot. So making my own wood chips has proven the way to go. And one of the nice things is making compost out of fresh wood chips is ideal because there's all the green along with nice wet wood chips, you know, wet, green, sappy, and they compost way better. Now that all this stuff has dried out, I'm having a hard time composting with it. I need a lot of nitrogen to get those dry wood chips to actually start breaking down. Hey, that's probably good on compost for this one. All right, I need to quit talking and start working. All right, that's 4 trees, or I guess 2 trees and 2 bushes. This will be so interesting if this forest orchard turns out the way I want, which I think it will. It's going to be absolutely incredible up here. We're not planting it really in straight lines. We're not really planting with any real plan. It's just we're replacing trees with food trees. And once this place is off and running, it's going to be incredible. While we are still up here, I've got a couple filberts. I'm going to plant 3 filberts up here. Then the rest are just kind of getting scattered around the whole property. I am planting these with the already established stuff. These aren't necessarily a support species, but I'm going to stick them close to already established stuff so they can, you know, do their thing. They can probably get, I think they get like 15 feet tall. I'm not going to let them get that tall. I'm probably going to top them at maybe like 6-8 feet. And make them really perform as a shrub rather than a tree. I mean, hazelnuts don't get super huge, but they can. So I think we're gonna stick these in here where we already have stuff established. So I just have to decide on spots. All right, so we are out of compost up here. Not a big deal. We've got plenty of wood chips, and I will continue to dress this throughout the year. Pretty much whenever I feel like it, I'll be up here messing around with all the trees. I've got the 3 filberts that I was gonna plant up here. They're planted, got some cardboard on them. We're gonna put just wood chips on them. They'll be fine. And then I think we're done up here. I think everything else is going out there in the orchard. So we're gonna finish up and head on down. Get your boots. She probably doesn't need a jacket, but
probably not, but better safe than sorry. Wait, she's a silly girl.
She's like, I can't move in this big puffy jacket.
There we go. There we go. So happy.
All right, the train is ready. All right, this is our row of chestnuts and some chestnut oaks. We're gonna put filberts in between every single one of them. We have 6 chestnuts and 2 chestnut oaks planted on this line, and we had 7 filberts left, and that was perfect because it put a filbert in between every single tree. Couldn't have planned that better if I had planned it. I couldn't have planned that better if I had planned it that way. I mean, I meant to do that. Perfect. All right, we've got just a couple trees left. We're gonna head down to the orchard and get those planted. We're down to the last couple trees. I have kind of somehow we wound up with a wide space here, so I think I'm gonna stick one here. Kind of a wide space up behind Jack right there. So we'll go in between, so 1, 2, that'll be the 2 apricot trees. I'm gonna put my 2 almonds down here between these 2 chestnut trees and that mulberry tree. And then the 2 cherry trees will go over there kind of where the lawnmower's coming down. So this hasn't been that bad. I think we've been at it for about 2 hours now, and we're almost done. I think what eats up all the time is the cardboard and having to go fill up on compost and stuff like that. Think we're gonna have enough wood chips to finish?
Maybe.
Okay, is that smack dab in the middle? Go ahead, you can dig that one. So we're going to have to shift this hole a little bit. There's a massive rock in this hole. One of the nice things about this property is we don't have boulders. That's one thing I'm thankful for. We've seen, some of our friends' places, and there's boulders everywhere. And it's really not too bad here. We just have the real heavy clay. But apparently we found a boulder. It's about 6 inches down. Maybe that's why stuff doesn't really want to grow out here. Maybe it's not that the soil's really poor, maybe it's just all rock. One of the boulders that we have known about is out here in the yard. Oh look, a crow's been here cracking pecans on it. But yeah, that's the biggest rock we've got. We know we don't know if it's all one boulder, there's some there. I'm afraid that if we were to dig these up, they'd be a lot bigger than we want to deal with. So we'll just cover them. We'll do the permaculture method. We'll cover them with so much plant matter and stuff like that, nobody will ever know they're there. All right, I've got 4 more trees. They're all gonna go down in this line. Okay, these are both Hall's Hardy Almond.
Oh yeah, you're right. It did grow up. Yeah.
We can eat it.
We don't eat the tree. We eat the fruit off the tree, which it has no fruit. Buggy. Hi.
All right, we added 2 more to this line, both these lines. There's 2 more filling up the gaps over there. We have 2 hardy almond trees down here. And that's a wrap, folks. I think that does it for today's activities. It's always a good day getting to plant trees. I'm super excited. These trees actually look great. I hope they do great. With that, we are all starting to get hangry, so we're gonna go eat lunch. I think that's gonna do it for today. So we will catch you guys on the next one.